Hello, Nick. Welcome back to an Academy Crypto video. I hope you guys doing well. Today we're back with another banger PulseChain video, giving you guys the latest and greatest of crypto news. And there's a lot to go through. We're going to cover the latest tweets from Richard Hart. But before we do so, I just want to say a big shout out to you guys, especially the YouTube members who are choosing to support my small channel. And we're going to get to the highlighted comments in a second. Before we jump into it, let's look at where is Bitcoin and Ethereum today alongside the kind of the macroeconomic forces that we have. Are we still set out to see an altcoin season? Spoiler alert, the answer is always yes. The worst thing that you can tell yourself that this cycle is different. It is never different. We might see different stories, but it's going to be the same outcome. Remember that this all goes back with the whole liquidity cycle, the debt cycle that I talk a lot about, and I've been mentioning that in my Telegram. So remember to join it, link in the description. 1,476 members. It is free. It is spam free as well. Soon it's going to go private, but enough of that. We're going to see where are we today in terms of, so yeah, this is the Bitcoin exchange liquidation map. I really like to see this because it's kind of indicates where is the price magnet for Bitcoin. And what do I mean by that? We're going to show you guys in this diagram. So this shows the future. So again, this is the leverage positions. I put that on the 30-day kind of to like zoom out, and you can see the current price here is at the 108,000, and it shows you that if we reached, and then again this is kind of zooming all the way up, if we reached 120,000 Bitcoin price, it would result in liquidations, in short liquidations of almost 9 billion, guys. Okay, and what's even crazier, if we just go to 112,000, that would result in a 6 billion liquidation. Absolutely crazy. So this does act like a price magnet. So keep that in mind. I do think that we can hit all-time highs with Bitcoin in this month. Also, another really great thing I wanted to show you guys here is that Ethereum is up 2.6% versus Bitcoin that's only up 0.7%. So you can see the rate of growth of Ethereum is starting to surpass Bitcoin. This is kind of the second step of that flowchart that I talk a lot about, where it's basically the influx of money, right? This is why vehicles like ETFs, which we're going to show you guys here in a second, you guys can see right here, we've been getting a lot of inflows through the investment vehicles like the ETFs that allows those institutional investors to kind of jump into the bandwagon of crypto. This is really great for adoption, and I believe that staked Ethereum is also going to be approved very, very soon. And as you can see here, this is the Ethereum ETF inflow and outflows, and it's been a net positive with a daily total and net inflow of 148 million. Absolutely very crazy. And if you guys didn't know as well, I've been talking a lot about this accumulation phase where you have the smart money, which is still a minority that's been absorbing the larger market release, effectively meaning the sell-off that's been happening in Ethereum that we've seen in the past few months. It has been struggling. When we look at the ETH BTC ratio, okay, we have gone all the way down to 2019 bear market levels. But I tell you guys again and again, follow the smart money, not the charts. Don't wait for the charts to update and then see the green candles happening to then jump into something, because 9 times out of 10, you're probably already too late. And that actually puts you under the 95% of people who are the herd behavior, okay, who have that retail FOMO mentality, which unfortunately, guys, that's when you become exit liquidity. So again, wrapping up, go after information asymmetry. What separates the winners from the losers is simply information. So yeah, as you guys can see here, this is the ETH BTC ratio. Right now is up 2%, whilst the Bitcoin dominance is going down by 0.27%, still at 65%, but this is a great sign. This is one of the earlier telltale, kind of like a precursor of an altcoin season, which I'm super excited. So yes, I'm also looking at other things such as the altcoin season index, which right now is at basically Bitcoin season mode. And just to show you guys in terms of the global macro forces, and I'll probably make a separate video on this, but just a tease here to show you the global M2 money supply versus Bitcoin. Now, a lot of people put this on the 75-day delay, which is what we have in front of us here. Some people put it on the 115-day delay, kind of to reduce noise or like the false positives. I am going with a 75-day offset here because I do like to catch, those trend reversals quite early, which has helped me significantly see around that end of March time, which, by the way, if you go back through those videos, I've been reminding people a lot. I've been telling people, hey, look at the M2 money supply. It's going sideways. I don't expect Bitcoin to start reversing up until we reach that. I've been telling people at that time that we might see Bitcoin going lower in the next few weeks before we start seeing it break new all-time highs. Okay, and I showed you guys exactly how we're doing in terms of the 50 weekly moving average and how we're still in line. The fact that the bull run is still on despite the tariff fears, despite the WW3 fears. And in retrospect, look at where we are now. There's no WW3. Thankfully, that the 12-day war has been brought to an end. And in terms of the whole tariff thing, there's been a lot of trade deals being made with US and China and the US and EU, which is, again, really good for us. With Iran, the Strait of Hormuz didn't close down. So we didn't see the oil prices skyrocket, even though it probably already did from people fear mongering. It went up by, I don't know, 8 to 10% roughly. But look at where we are now. It kind of reminds me of that meme that I talked about a few videos ago where nothing ever happens, right? Kind of also going back to what I mentioned at the beginning of this video is the worst thing that you can tell yourself is that this cycle is different. No, we're not. We're still going by the 4 to 5 year cycle. And actually, this is being compared a lot with the super cycle that happened, which is the last time that it happened was around the 2017 to 18 bull run, where again, Donald Trump was also in office. And this tweet summarizes perfectly by what I mean by it's never different. Okay, here it says Altseason 2025 is brewing. We've seen it in 2019, again in 2020. Then came the 2021 explosion. Now the chart is screaming one thing: get positioned before it's too late. And here clearly indicating, guys, the two mini Altseason that happened during Bitcoin dominance at high levels, and then the actual altcoin season. This is the prime time altcoin season happened. And of course, this is the bear market. Guess what's going to happen in 2025? Exactly the same thing. We've already seen too many altcoin season happen during the Bitcoin halving year. And I've kept it very clear with people is the post Bitcoin halving year is where you can expect the altcoin season to occur. That's where you can expect the Bitcoin dominance to start falling down like a falling knife. That's where we start seeing it falling down all the way down to the 40% level. This, again, if it reached anything around that 40% level, give or take 5% or even 10%, that's going to be my top signal. That's where I'm going to start taking profits per week, where I'm turning my tokens slowly into stable coins. And it effectively just means turning your tokens into stable coins. And speaking about stable coins, this is where PDAI is today. It's around 209x to $1, and PWBTC, one of my favorite tokens, is 167x away from Bitcoin price. You can see right now it's at 645. And of course, do remember that this is not financial advice. I'm not saying that you will actually see the 209x. You have to have a probabilistic approach. We can't speak in certainties here in the world of crypto, unfortunately. So yeah, do remember that only invest with risk capital. And yeah, understand what you're jumping into. Don't rush into things. Take your time. Watch my videos, join the Telegram group chat, ask questions. Don't be left alone during these times. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, by the way, so far. Here's a tweet from a guy called Moon, and he says, Uniswap, but we give token holders the fees. Did bro just describe PulseX? Now, not a lot of people know about this. This is why you guys watch my video, for that information asymmetry. But if you guys didn't know, with PulseX, which by the way is native DEX to PulseChain, where 90% of the liquidity is in PulseX liquidity pools, the trading fees, now instead of that being reflected and sent back to the holders, effectively another way of doing so is by taking the trading fees and just buying back, in terms of buy pressure, to PulseX. And here, just to show you guys a little stat, if you go to gopulse.com, you can see here that it has burned 7.36% of the total supply of PulseX forever. And in today's price, it is worth 28 million. And today we are at day 788. So if you quickly pulled up a calculator, and if we did 28 million, 28, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we do divided by 788, that is effectively averaging as if a whale every single day has showed up and bought $35,000 worth of PulseX. So you might not see the effects on the chart because, if you compare it with USD is still down, do remember that you have to look at it in terms of ratios. By the time the main anchor of the whole chain, which is the native coin, Pulse, kind of goes back to sacrifice rate, where is PulseX going to be? So if you quickly look at the chart here, I'm going to show you guys a little trick that I do. You guys probably already know this, but if you don't, this is again a really great way to kind of visualize the ratio that I'm talking about. If you change the chart, instead of comparing it to USD, compare it to the anchor point of the whole blockchain, right? That's actually what kind of matters in this case, which is WPLS. And you can see that in the past, if we put this on a 3-day candle, in the past few months, it has only been going up. This is why you care about the tokenomics of PulseX. This is what makes PulseX literally a better Uniswap. Uniswap wishes that it was like PulseX. Guys, and let me tell you, when the masses wake up and understand this, all we need is just that barrier for entry to be easier. All we need is just for people to just read PulseChain, right? Marketing. We just need marketing. The product is there and it sells itself. We just need people that walk past by PulseChain. Oh, what was that? PulseChain? I want to know more. Guys, the retail FOMO. You are early by just watching this video. I am so excited for the future. I want to show you guys this tweet here from your boy. It says PulseX versus XRP. Kind of looks very, very similar in terms of the chart, and you can see exactly what followed afterwards. So are we at that break point where, you know, a god candle is going to happen any second? You guys already know about PulseChain and how Richard Hart you guys already know about PulseChain sacrifice funds, okay, which again puts PulseChain as the number 3 top Ethereum holder. PulseChain is the MicroStrategy of Ethereum, but even better because every one of the 166,000 Ethereum is actually in spot position, not in leverage position, which is what actually MicroStrategy is, you know, holding the Bitcoin. And guys, I'm going to make this for a separate video where I'm going to talk about how Ethereum is super bullish. Okay, hopefully reaching 10, 15,000 this cycle. How a lot of people are going to see it as the new Bitcoin. We have, you know, BlackRock just acquiring another 15 million. Guys, they're holding, look at their holdings. They're effectively holding around 2 billion, or I think even 2 billion plus worth of Ethereum. Is follow the smart money. We're in that accumulation phase where we've been hitting the lows, we've been consolidating. This is where actually the smart money are quite active. They're absorbing the market, releasing the supply. Again, the sell-off that's been going on. And you guys know what's going to happen after this. If you know about the Dow theory, go look it up. What happens after this is the reaction from the retail FOMO, the public participation. This is the people that are catching up to the latest alpha, right? After months after this video comes out. So I'm telling you, keep watching my videos, turn on your notifications because I'm going to make more videos that I need to catch up. There's a lot of news to cover. I'm so excited about PulseChain. We are early. Okay, we're under sacrifice rate. We haven't been listed on a centralized exchange. PDAI is not at $1, so the whole Hyperloop thing hasn't happened yet. The sacrifice funds haven't moved into PulseChain. And there's a lot of other hints and stories with how Richard Hart is holding, you know, 300,000 Bitcoin. We're going to cover all that. So here's one of the latest tweets I wanted to talk about from Richard Hart. Here he says, okay, PulseChain.com, some advice. Why is there a big ass blank space before the price thing? Nowhere on the site does it even say what PulseChain is, lol. Starting with price and buy probably ain't bad, but you should tell them what Pulse is or why it's great, my guess. People love unique benefit statements. Might want to pluralize developer. Mentioning 35x cheaper than Ethereum is an okay point, but you're bleeding awareness to another coin for no particular reason. No new user cares about how cheap Pulse is compared to some other coin. They care about how cheap it is, period, perhaps. At this point, I'll probably try and hide comparisons to other coins in an area new people don't see. But if someone wants to drill down for comparisons, they can find them. Crypto has an absolute ton of benefits and features. Seems like the homepage of a layer 1 is a great place to list them. I like an anti-scam page too to keep people safe. So many foot guns and straight up scams out there like phishing and fake websites. Main layer 1 page seems like a nice place to link things that might save people. So I'll quickly show you guys here. This is the pulsechain.com. And again, if you are new to PulseChain, I have done beginner-friendly videos that kind of talk about things in general and the concept and what kind of wallets you can have and where you can kind of bridge into. But if you need everything right now in one web page and to confirm, right, and verify all those links, go to pulsechain.com. Number one, you'll be kind of welcomed with this chart that shows you where it's giving you a reminder that from the all-time lows of those tokens to the price of today, you're only late by 1.2x to PulseX, for example, by 2.6x to INC, by 0.8x to Hex. Imagine being late to a 1000x by a 0.8x. Absolutely crazy. I'm telling you guys watching this video right now, comment down below because it helps boost this video in the YouTube algorithm to other people who are in crypto, who don't know about Pulsechain, or you know what, or even people who are new to crypto full stop. And speaking about that, I want to give a quick reminder that I have a limited offer on my two courses that I have. Use the code PDAI, PDAI, and you will get both of my courses for absolutely free. Both of them are 1.5 hours worth of content, 6 to 7 videos. It is worth your time, especially if you have above $1,000 in your crypto portfolio. You better be safer than sorry. Complacency is a major risk. You have to learn about the different types of attack vectors in this crypto and DeFi space, guys. Okay, especially if you're planning to take it more seriously, you need to watch this. It will cover everything you need to know this cycle to survive and to mitigate against any of those risks. Okay, how can you secure your hot wallet? How can you secure your cold wallet from theft, single point of failures, from loss, and of course much more? Go read the link in the description. And if you end up watching the course, I would really appreciate if you do leave a rating with your honest feedback, things that you really liked about the course, things that really didn't like, and things that you wish that I added to the course as well. So yeah, thank you very much. We shall go back to what we were talking about. The next thing we wanted to do was read the reply here from the man, the living legend, Nuclear Herbs. Here it says, there should probably be a section highlighting the benefits of PulseChain over traditional banking. So again, TradFi. It doesn't even have to be a big section, even bullet points or a table would work. But if you're the target demographic for crypto, people with disposable income, you have no doubt experienced some of the more annoying features of banking systems like, oh, you'd like to deposit that 10,000 check into your account. We're going to put a 10 business day hold on it just because we feel like it, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Or you'd like to wire transfer $100 internationally, that'll be a $50 transaction fee to send it. Or, sorry, but it's past 2 p.m. on Thursday and tomorrow's a holiday, your money will get sent on Monday. Or maybe you're just tired of having to explain to some bank teller why you want your own money. There are a lot of problems Pulsechain can solve once it becomes easier to get in and out of. So again, he's referring to bridges. And again, if you think about kind of Pulsechain as a city or even as a country, what we need right now is the highways that are taking us from other countries, i.e. other chains, and of course, other planets, i.e., fiat world or whatever, into Pulsechain, kind of making it really easy. So it's that barrier for entry. Because yes, I understand people like you and I understand how DEXs work, understand how centralized exchanges, how we use them for the service only. We don't park our money there, right? The counterparty risk. But retail investors, they don't think like that. They want Pulsechain to be on a centralized exchange. Some of them will literally call Pulsechain a scam. Oh, it's a scam because it got delisted from a centralized exchange. Oh, it's a scam because I just typed to Richard Hart and the first article was, him being running away with from the SEC, etc. I've actually had more than one of these exact conversations in the past few months and explained to one teller that if I could have done the transactions on chain, I would have, because the money would have been delivered in seconds, not days. And by the way, Pulsechain has 10-second blocks. She politely informed me that she knew almost nothing about crypto except that it's dangerous. That's a common narrative with no coins. It's exactly the kind of the same thing that I'm talking about with Richard Hart, the image that he has. A lot of people haven't watched a single live stream yet. They have taken those articles, which again, they're literally inaccurate by face value. They're just looking at the article headline and completely skipping the main part, which is let's read the article with whatever disclaimers it has, which by the way, where it says allegedly Richard Hart hit a 16-year-old and where the only source is from a detective with no documents to back it. Even when a journalist goes and asks them for more evidence or even context about the situation. Guys, yeah, We have a lot of work to do, and at the same time, I'm so excited because we are early. That's a common narrative with no coiners. If we can present a counter narrative quickly and concisely, it'll probably resonate. People need a reason to try PulseChain. We need to give them a few. So I really like this reply from our man, Nuclear Herbs here, clearly giving us a few examples of pain points that people in real life want a solution for. Okay, and the part where I'm saying it's going to be a little bit of a challenge is the educational part. People don't think that there's a solution to this pain point. They're just used to it. They're like, oh, it is what it is. If the bank closed at 5 p.m., I'll just have to wait till the next day. Oh, there's a bank holiday. I just have to wait. All right, I have to give a reason why I want to use my own money. Okay, Kevin from compliance. Oh yeah, I have to be his best friend. You know what I mean? But guys, listen, I've actually reached the end of this video. I need to cut this up because I have a bunch of other videos I want to talk about with the latest and greatest news. I'm so excited for the short term right now. As you guys can see, if you missed it, this is the M2 versus Bitcoin. It clearly shows that Bitcoin can reach the $200,000 level. I'm also so excited to see ETH-BTC ratio continue to recover and PulseChain to be listed on centralized exchanges, which I'll talk more about that with Binance. Is Binance going to be the first centralized exchange to list us? You'll just have to find out when I talk more about it in my next video. Thank you very much for watching all the way till the end. You've proven to me that you don't have TikTok on your phone. But aside from that, I just want to say a big shout out to the man above. Trust in the process, trust in God, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.